Is it working now? I am praying. It says I'm still live. I'm 5 minutes into nothing happening here. You can't see me. You hear me, but you can't see me? So you can hear me, but you can't see me?
No, I see you.
Okay, so I'm good? Am I live? Thumbs up, thumbs down, and thumbs up, thumbs up. Y'all, Merry Christmas week. Someone can see me. Can you hear me? Facebook user. I don't know who you are. Can you hear me? Because that's what matters. Yeah. So I'm just going to say, I feel like this is all up in my face right now. Okay. So this is how I'm feeling right now. This is my day today. Not today, Satan. Not today. I was going to wrap it up, but I'm not going to. So here I am. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Technical difficulties. What is new in 2020? That's just our life. That's where we live, and it's fine. We're fine. It's all fine. So, and then this banner's in my forehead, so we're just going to deal with that later too. But happy Wednesday. I am Christina Springstead. I am here going live to you today from my Permanently Profitable group in Facebook, Springstead Solutions business page, and my YouTube channel, which is new. So welcome, everybody. So glad that you're here. I hope that you are all getting ready for Christmas. It's just a wonderful time of the year, right? So I am excited. So again, Christina Springstead, I am founder of Springstead Solutions. I am a certified Profit First professional, and I am a profit coach, Profit First bookkeeper, and a digital course creator. So I am here today to kind of share tools and tips with you guys regarding profitability, some financial things, just all the good things to help small businesses, entrepreneurs, independent contractors just do better and make leaps and bounds to make their business permanently profitable. So happy Christmas week, happy hump day, and hopefully Satan's not coming after you either. I will share, I got this, I've shared it on a live, and took a course, and my good friend Miken, who I believe is on here with me, got me this too, who his name is Old Poopy, the other word, right? I'm trying to be good. So I feel like this is my day today too. So here we are. Happy Wednesday. But I'm not going to let it get me down. We're just going to barrel right through, and hopefully that's all for your enjoyment. And I'm not sweating to death like I normally would, dying of embarrassment, because 2020, this is just where we're at. So here today, I figured today was a great day. We are approaching year end, as we've been talking about, and I wrapped up a commitment to myself to read 12 books this year. And I am almost done. I am going to make it. I'm in my 12th book, and I am committed to getting it done before the new year. I did this. Someone had done a challenge at the beginning of last year. And I realized after I got my master's, I said, if I never read another book again, it'll be the best day ever. And I took that quite literally and didn't read any books just for the sake of reading, because I was reading so much stuff just for day to day, and decided it was time to not do that, realizing I wasn't really doing myself a favor. So I am in a group, Financial Literacy for Business Owners, with Jamie Troll. Not sure if any of you know of her, and has become a preferred vendor of hers. And in one of her celebration things, she gave away a book of our choice. And the one that I chose, I was a winner. I don't win too many things. The one that I chose was The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. So this one right here, if you guys want to look it up and tag it on your Goodreads or check it out on Amazon. And so I finished reading this last month, and it is a little book, fairly easy read. But really powerful. Lots of things that were pretty obvious to me, but I thought, oh, these are just really good reminders, really good ways to break habits and ways to look at things down, and really kind of mirrors Profit First and what we do. And so I just wanted to kind of share tips in the book, how they really talk about how they can relate to your profit planning and Profit First, and just give you some things to chew on and think about over the next couple of weeks as we're rounding out the year. So again, the book by The Compound Effect, there are some resources that go with this book. So my staff just put that in the comments. So if you want to click on that, you can sign up and get some downloadable worksheets if you get the book and you're interested, or some of them will be similar to what we're talking about. So there are a couple of points I just wanted to go over for today, things for you guys to think about as you're wrapping up 2020, looking to go into 2021, looking at your finances, kind of looking at your report card of your business, which to me is your tax return, right? Like once you get your tax returns, kind of your report card, how did you do? And looking at what did you do in 2020 that you want to take with you? What did you do in 2020 that you want to leave? And what kind of changes and are your goals for 2021? So one of the biggest points, which is so simple and yet so mind-blowing, is he just tells you the very simple formula, right? So Profit First, we have our formula. This simple formula of small, smart choices plus consistency plus time equals radical differences. So one of the things he talks about is he equates it to when a train, a locomotive is getting going, right? And it's got to it's trying to get moving and get out the gate, and it's got to have all this momentum needs to be built up and this to get those wheels turning. And then once there's all that work and it's hard and it's taking time and just all the things, and it's a slow moving process out the gate. So you're just really, it's hard, it's grueling, you feel like you're going nowhere. And then as a little bit of time goes on, you start getting that momentum, right? So, and then all of a sudden you're trucking along hundreds of miles an hour and you could barrel through, he refers to it barreling through like 5 brick walls and no problem. When you first started, it would seem like it would take forever. So I loved that visual of it because I feel like that is so many things in our lives, right? Weight loss, daily habits of self-care, your finances and your business, personal growth and pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. It just so applies. So I've been really trying to think, Mikey, we might need to get a little choo-choo train to go with old Poopy here. To remind us that we need to stay consistent, right? So small things, they don't have to be these massive goals. And I'm an extremist in that nature. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this. And we'll just do it, lose weight. Why not? Battle of my life, right? So I'm going to lose 25 pounds. And that is so overwhelming rather than I'm just going to make a smart decision at each meal, right? So that compounded every meal, every day, would equal that 25 pounds, where if I just say, I'm going to lose 25 pounds, it's so overwhelming that I just get in my own way, right? So I love this concept of the small, smart choices plus consistency plus time, radical differences. One of the examples that he put in there, and I'm going to do a little share screen here in a minute so you can see, is he talked about if you had the choice to take $3 million today or take 1 penny, which would double in value for 31 days, what would you choose? So for whoever's on here, just put it in the comment, like $3 million today, or get 1 penny today, it will double in value for 31 days, and that's what you get. What would you choose? Hopefully someone will comment because I'm kind of curious. Because it seems like just such a simple thing, right? And so most people will say the $3 million. Obviously, like a penny doubling 31 days, whatever, that's nothing. Give me the 3 million. And so when I went on to read, he was saying what the value of that penny would be if it would double in 31 days. And I had to check it. I was like Googling it. I was like, there's no way this is correct. But I'm going to share this with you. So the power of compounding, something so small, a penny, 31 days, right? So if you look at this chart, in day 10, you've got $5.12. You're like, oh, 3 million, absolutely right choice. Day 20, you got $5,242. 3 million, no holds barred, so that's the right thing. But day 30, you have gone from $5,200 and in 10 days, 5.3 million. 31 days, because January is coming up, right? Like, why not 31 days? $10.737 million. What? Starting with a penny, starting with something small, and it just consistently over 31 days, right? Talking about habits, smokes the 3 million out the gate. It's mind blowing. And feel free to check the math. I had to do it and then do it again and do it again. There's so much proof behind it. And I still was like, That's amazing. So how does that, really relate to profit planning or profit first? For me, I'm profit first certified, so my profit planning is profit first, but maybe you're just doing a profit plan on your own. How does that relate? So you're going to look at, where are you at right now? And so for us in Profit First, we have you do a profit assessment. You can download a worksheet to do this on your own. It is on my website. My staff's going to drop the link down here for a minute, so feel free to download it. It's free. Just click on it and you can get the worksheet. It'll walk you through the steps to do the profit assessment. So where are you now? You're going to look at that. What percentage of what you're making are you getting paid for yourself for owner's pay? Are you setting aside for taxes? Are you using for operating expenses? Are you using for profit, aka emergency fund and profit? Those two serve the same thing. And then just what are you doing with all that money? What does it look like? And then rather than looking at, you've got this 25 pounds to lose in your financial business, right? What is the one decision that you can make? What is something simple? So we are like, when we talk about Profit First, we're talking about your caps and your taps. So these are your allocation percentages. What do you bring in and how much of what you bring in goes out to each of the different pockets of money, right? Your envelopes, your bank accounts. And then what is that? And then based on our study in your industry, what should it be? And then what are the baby steps that you can take to move towards there? Rather than being overwhelmed, maybe you're at 0% going to owner's pay, right? That is one of the biggest problems that small businesses have is you're not paying yourself, and you should be. And so you're not paying yourself anything. And you go in there, and if you're a smaller business, you're in a 200, it's like you're supposed to be taking home 50%. Like, now granted, every business is a little different. So, but if you go by the book, if we just follow the book, you're supposed to be taking home 50% for yourself because you should get paid for working on your business. Like, that's the whole thing, right? And you got 0. That is overwhelming. People are immediately like throwing the towel. There's no way I can do this. This is impossible. But what if you just said, I'm going to start at 1%. I'm going to 1% of what comes in, I'm going to start paying myself. And you get accustomed to that. You build a habit. Then you move it to 2. And all of a sudden, your locomotive is going. You're starting in this process. You're seeing that you can get paid for your business. So it was just so mind-blowing, right? You have your profit plan. What if you just do 1%, right? So maybe you're doing 1% to all the accounts just to get yourself started, to get yourself trained, to get yourself accustomed. And in that whole thing, you're talking about 5% of your entire thing. You can probably find 5% to start putting into these areas that are important, paying yourself, setting aside for taxes, doing your profit planning, and then use the rest and just slowly make the transition rather than saying, oh my gosh, this is so overwhelming. I'm never going to get there. I'm never going to start. So they're just so correlated. I thought it was amazing. So if you have looked at your finances and you have said, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be able to change it. Let's change that mindset. Let's talk about what is the baby step that we can start at today. Please download the profit assessment. You can do it by yourself in your home. There's instructions there. You can see where you're at. There's a chart to tell you where you should be at. And you can start saying, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go from there? So that was point number 1. Point number 2, you alone are responsible for what you do or don't do or how you respond to what is done to you. So I think this is very fitting. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. So this is very fitting in so many trying times. There's so much happening, and I get that, and not to be discounted at all. But what we want to be doing is making sure that we're paying attention to when opportunities come up for us, right? They can come up in the craziest of ways. I would think that would describe 2020 for me to a T, and actually a good handful of people that I know, right? Opportunities have come in the wildest year that I would have thought. Decisions I have made for me in a time that I would have thought I would be paralyzed and not making decisions. So he talked about being lucky, right? And he describes luck, and I thought this was amazing. It was such a great mindset. Was luck is when opportunity meets preparation. So what are you doing to prepare yourself to be available and open to when these opportunities come to you? So are you preparing, doing personal growth? Are you looking at what is it that you need to do personal, professionally? Where do you need to grow? Are you trying to find resources for that? As we know, like YouTube, Google, just massive amounts of free education, free training if you need it. Are you looking and seeking those things where there's this area that you could be strengthened in? Are you taking some time to do that? Your attitude, a belief of mindset. Do you have a scarcity mindset? Do you have a growth mindset? Do you believe that, good things can come from difficult times? And then opportunity, that there are good things that can come your way, that they will come your way. Have this belief that there's opportunity out there. And sometimes you need to look at all things and say, okay, this is not what I thought it was going to be. This is going to stink, but what is the opportunity? Your action, let's do something about it. And he equates that all of that equals luck rather than just some random chance of something. He's saying luck is actually when you're prepared to take advantage of an opportunity in front of you. So I thought that was a great mindset, especially for us small business owners. Pivot has been a word that I have heard in so many small business things. It's the year of pivoting, had to make a quick, sharp change. And those are opportunities. People who have done that and done that quickly have and claim luck. It's really, they've been prepared and they've looked at an opportunity and said, I'm not going to let this go to waste. So I encourage you to do that. And so that kind of equates in like profit planning. That is, what choices are you making in your business and your finances to change your current story? So very much just like we're saying, do the profit assessment. That's one option. It is free to you. You can do it on your own. Or consult with someone. Maybe you've had some concerns, you're not really sure what to do, but you haven't taken the time to consult with someone. Or maybe you know someone who's strong in the area that you need help and you're just unsure. Ask for help. I understand, like, running your business is a very intimate thing. It's very scary to tell someone, hey, I'm running this business and I have no clue what I'm doing right now. But almost always you will hear, me too, or I was there too. And I'm so glad I asked. So ask for that. Like I said, read a book, The Compound Effect, great book. Profit First, highly recommend. You can actually download the first 2 chapters at my website too for free. So feel free. Listen to a podcast, listen to an audiobook. So those are great. The third point, which I thought was amazing, was it is a habits and weekly rhythm register. And so this really reflected Profit First too. And I'm going to get that into you in just a second here, but let me get this. I had this already, and then I had to sign out with the technical glitches. So bear with me a moment here, everyone. So he talked about this habits, right? We talk about habits all the time. We talk about a weekly rhythm, and he says, and I think this is so important, commitment is doing the thing you said you're going to do long after the mood you said it in has left you. That was huge for me, because I don't know how many I've been in this moment, like this clarity, like this aha, this, oh, I woke up today and I got sleep, and yeah, I'm going to tackle the world and do all the things. And it sounds great. And then that mood that I was in, that habit that I had, I wake up 2 weeks later and I'm like, nah, I'm not really feeling it anymore. And realizing like that's just not a way to be in a habit. So how can you set a habit? It's something that you can be committed to, and you're going to be committed to it even when you don't feel like being committed to it, which he moves into is you need to find a program that you can absolutely, positively do in the long term without any renegotiation. And I think that's interesting, because he says, don't talk about the habits you can do for 1 week, 1 month, whatever. Those aren't habits. Those are short-term goals. Those are that. He's talking about the habits that you will do forever. And I think this is interesting because we're coming upon a new year and we say, oh, what's our resolution, right? And these resolutions, we say, oh, we're going to get in the gym. We're going to do all these things. We're going to, whatever the things might be. And those aren't really habit making, right? Those are usually end up being like short-term things. So definitely, what can you do in a habit? And so I just kind of wanted to show you, as I came up with this weekly rhythm register, it was kind of what I was doing in the moment. And as I've been preparing for this live today and thinking, oh goodness, can I really do these all the time forever? And so I'm going to be kind of renegotiating, but I wanted to share with you what this looks like. Is he says, bring up this chart, right? And you're going to have your behavior or actions, right? So I've identified a handful of them here. You're going to list out all of the days of the week, Monday through Sunday. And then you're going to have a column for how many times did you achieve it? What was your goal? And then what was your net? So here's an example of if I had filled one in, right? So you put an X in every day that you've done it. At the end of the week, you say how many days you've achieved it. This, if I would have done 5 days, but my goal was 7, I'm in the -2. You do all that through all those things. You come down here. I had a goal of 38, we'll call it points. We'll call it rhythm points. And I only made 32, so I'm -6. So then that kind of tells me, it's like, hey, there's, where is this going wrong? I've got one day where I'm negative, or 7 hours of sleep where I'm -3. That's something that I really need to look at. So I thought this was really interesting, and it really helps or correlates to Profit First, is because we say it's all about your habits, right? So Profit First system came up about, hey, this is a system that's developed that's based on the habits that we have, which is why the bank accounts are there. It's why we do allocations based on what's best set for your business. These are all habits you have to get into. I'm a 10/25. I need to allocate on the 10th and the 25th of every month. So the option to just decide to not allocate on those days, it's not something that should be there. It needs to be a consistent habit, because my goal is this system is the locomotive that's running at 200 miles per hour, barreling me through this business, going towards the path of permanent profitability. So I make sure that it's in my calendar. There's a reminder on my phone. Hey, it's the 10th. Hey, it's the 25th. Now, if that falls on a Saturday or Sunday, I move it to Friday. But that's because I'm trying to be good about not working too much on the weekends. But 10th and 25th, non-negotiable, right? So if you have that little bit of wiggle room, hey, this isn't on the weekends, but you do this, and this is a thing that is non-negotiable. It is your consistent habits over time that is going to lead me to profitability. I launched Profit First in my business when I started going full time. Like, was my transition, and so I started doing this in January when I really read the book and was like, this is what I want to do. And tax time is coming up, and in the past years, I've been like, oh gosh, am I going to owe taxes? Like, what am I going to do? Oh my gosh, like, hey, Mr. CPA man. what is this going to look like? What am I going to do? And then sitting there saying, oh gosh, I've got a rock in my gut. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay the taxes. What is this going to mean? Can't enjoy Christmas. Like, all of this stuff comes up at the end of the year. And kind of joy stealers, right? This year, because I have non-negotiably put Profit First into my system, I do my allocations. I follow the process. If I'm spending something over, it comes out the way it should in my profit or my emergency funds if it's emergency, or there's an evaluation. Do I really need this? Is this really going to grow my business? So it's not so much trigger finger spending, right? Like, I'm looking at my bank account. So it's habit, bank balance accounting. That's what we talk about in Profit First. Again, read the book if you're not sure what I'm talking about. Very powerful stuff. And so bank balance accounting, I know what I can afford. I am making decisions. And if decisions are made, they are made intently, with purpose, and for pushing me forward. So I loved this whole concept. So I highly suggest that in your business, that you start looking at, in your business, right? The weekly rhythm register, the one I shared with you, is more personal. But in your business, what are those rhythms that you need to implement that will keep you moving towards the path of being permanently profitable and successful, and alleviate some of those stresses in your life where you're like, oh my goodness, the business is running you and you're not running in your business. You're working in your business all the time and you're never able to work on your business. This seems to be just such a consistent story with entrepreneurs. And I think it's because we live this American dream. We're going to be our own business owners, and we're going to do all these things, and we're going to make our own hours. And there's so much work behind that. And we go in and we're kind of like, I got to figure this out, and I got to figure this out, and I got to figure this out. But there's no time to sit down and establish what needs to be done, what's important. And so I would encourage, like, the weekly rhythm register for your business. Definitely highly suggest the Profit First system. Please read it. If you are a self-employed entrepreneur, independent contractor, and you just don't know what to do, you just don't know where to go, read the book. It's a cheap buy on the book. It's on Amazon, Audible. It's amazing. Listening to him, he's great. I don't listen to a lot of Audible books, but this one I enjoyed very much. He just brings, like, the book and the concepts to life, and you just really can dive into it and chew on it a little bit. And then, if you're looking for that, maybe you've read it and you love the system and you're not sure, I'm launching a course to literally walk you through it. So if you're like, I've read the book, I really don't know what I'm doing, I want to have more help, can't afford hiring someone, don't want to afford hiring someone, whatever it is, I'm going to be launching a course that will walk you through the implementation of Profit First. So do the research, check out the system. It's, there's lots of other bookkeepers out there. who will have some questions. And today I launched a FAQ about the bank accounts, right? So there's lots of FAQs that we get about the system. People are wondering, and I'm starting to do a regular post on those FAQs to give you some more information. Join my Permanently Profitable Facebook group since I'm going live on my page, because that's a community where we're talking about the permanently profitable things, and it's developing. So bear with me as I'm getting in there and sharing more of the FAQs, more of the things about the system. You can drop your comments and questions in there. But read the book, and there's definitely questions that people have. So like I said, drop them in the group if you want to. But we get certified for a reason. The book is like your training wheels. It's an amazing system. If you don't know what to do and the only solution you have is something DIY, this can help you. So especially self-employed, entrepreneur, independent contractor, just consider it. The peace of mind that you will see and have is amazing. I have helped one contractor this year. They went from complete cash mess, following the system and being consistent and doing the weekly rhythm. We have paid off one of the two owners' back taxes, completely wiped out clean, 2 of their debts, and they both are making double what they were making before. And so we just implemented the system, and we're going slowly, and we're slowly making the transitions, but that locomotive has started. So this train is leaving the station, and we are going towards success. I'm in another group, posted about Profit First. One lady said she launched the system in her business, and she told everyone, like, if you haven't done it, run to it, don't walk to it. So I just couldn't suggest it more. And again, if you have questions, join me in my Permanently Profitable Facebook group. I'm there looking, if you've got questions, love to grow the group, would love to have the community. If you're someone who does Profit First, go in there. If you have questions, ask me, please. There are reasons that we get certified, because we take the foundation of the book and we help customize it to businesses and owners. So that is where we are at today with Merry Christmas Hump Day Wednesday live here on all my pages. I appreciate you all hanging out with me and dealing with this technical mess. I have been on some other people's pages, and my heart sank for them when they couldn't get it going. And here I am, and I'm going to take it for what it is, and love that I have supportive friends who are there. And I'm going to continue to say, yeah, not today, Satan. So share the link, share the page, download the assessment, share the assessment, just do all the things, help support each other. And I look forward to seeing you all back here next Wednesday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Until then, Merry Christmas, enjoy your week, and take some time off. Bye, everyone.